Hey YouTube, this is Valentina's Dwetzel Kai. It's been a while since the last time on the deck profile, so thought I'd kick this one off with Lavels. It's been a deck that I've enjoyed playing, just waiting for the multi-conduction field to come out. And I finally got my hands on some, so I thought I'd show you guys my build. So here's the monster lineup. 3 Handmaiden. Card is the main mill factor, I guess you'd call it. When this is accompanied by another laval in the graveyard, you can send more, so you just send Handmaiden, send Handmaiden, send Handmaiden to finish off your loop with either a lady or a cannoneer. And it's a 1-star tuner. It's all a pretty good card. You got 2 ladies. This card is really good because it gets rid of pesky back row by removing itself and another laval. So we'll get onto the reason why the removal is important. It's a level 3 tuner as well. A 2 cannoneer. It's just your 4 lawn tuner of the deck, and plus you can send stuff like ladies and handmaidens from your hand to the graveyard, which is important because then you get your ladies in the graveyard for the pop stuff, and your handmaidens getting in there to get more stuff into the graveyard. 3 cannons. This card is extremely well in this deck because when it's normal summon or flip summon, you can special summon your banished lavels. So you just special summon lady and whatever else that was banished. You can also special summon banished laval synchros because it just says laval monsters. So overall, it's a pretty good card to get all your banished lavels back. Then we run 2 Tragodia. It's to stop your opponent from OTKing. It makes shooting quasar plays. Now what can I say? You often have a huge hand, so Tragodia is often like 3k attack. It's a pretty good card. Got a triple max C. This card is quickly taking over max effect filler spot again. I don't know if I really agree with that or not, but for this deck, so you don't really care what they're doing. You want them to go off, so your Tragodia is huge, and you just stop them, and then you make your own plays. So this card's pretty good now with all the herp dirt. 2 Fader, once again, so 1-star, so you can make the formula to go into shooting quasar. Plus it stops their battle phase. And finally, a Gorz, another one of those drop from your hand monster cards. Now that's it for monsters. We'll go on to the spells. Got 3 Molten Conduction Field, otherwise known as Sweltering as well. Card makes the deck go off. You send 2 lavels from your deck to your graveyard. So you send like a Handmaiden and a Cannoneer or a lady, and then that's boom, 5 fires in your graveyard. Your Rekindlings can go off. I just mentioned them. Rekindling is what makes this deck go boom. Everything in your deck is 200 defense except for cannon. So you just also some of the synchros are also 200 defense. So yeah, being able to special 5 dudes with 1 card is pretty good. Upstart. This deck has no draw engine, and the only engine it really has is the multi-conduction field. And I mean, starting out with that is, I guess you have an okay chance running 3, but it's just better to have a draw engine. We got some staples: Reborn, Storm, self-explanatory. Triple MST. Although you have the ladies, it's good to go into an open field so your quasar doesn't get warninged or anything. That's it for spells. Going to the traps. 2 Mirror Force. There's a toss-up between TT or Mirror Force. Chose Mirror Force because one of us go Shockmaster, call spells, and then they go to attack, and that's where you just Mirror Force them. Whereas TT, Windups can dance around it, Mirror dances around it. I don't know, just a personal choice. You can run TT if you want to, but I like Mirror Force more. Got 3 Reckless Greeds. Once again, this deck has no draw engine, no search engine, so you need to be able to draw, and it synergizes rather well with Tragodia. So use this card smart. Triple Phoenix Windblast. A lot of Laval players use Regeki Break, but I like this card more because you can force your opponent into top decking shit cards. So they set traps, you just bounce it back. Summon a monster, bounce it back so they draw into crap. So I like this card more than Regeki Break. On to spells. I mean, that's it for the main deck. Pretty standard. Synchros, Form of Synchron, draw 1. It's the main card for shooting Quasar. Laval Dragon. This card is really good because of a multi-conduction field. You summon this, you can recycle your lavels again. Just put 2 lavels from your graveyard back into your deck, so you just put your cannons back. And then you send 1 card from your opponent's field back to their hand. So, I mean, you get rid of Zenmains and all the other pesky cards. Cataster, just good liquid level 5. Laval Dual Slasher, it's easy to make. It's 200, so you can bring it back with Rekindling. And it's often the card I use to make Quasar. Hyper Librarian, no shooting Quasar deck would be complete without it. Draw 1 for every single summoned. Laval Dragon, if you manage not, you just can't get multi-conduction field for some random reason, you just make this and it solves the problem. Add 1 Laval, discard 1 Laval. Black Rose, this deck makes Black Rose ridiculously easy. I mean, you just pop 1 card with Lady and then summon Cannon, bring back Lady, synchro for Black Rose. Ancient Flambeau Deity, this card is absolutely insane. People often have large hand counts, so you just summon this, remove all their monsters in their graveyard pretty much. You remove monsters equal to the number of cards in their hand. Since decks are so graveyard dependent, you just remove all the stuff that they want. And then he gains 200 attack for each one, so he's pretty big. He's got 200 defense, so you can bring him back with Rekindling. It's got Archfiend, it's needed a generic, level 7, 27, pretty big. Stennian, it's alright, you can negate stuff that targets him, so it's pretty good. It's good at negating. Plays is pretty big, 27. Stardust, just for extra protection. Scrap Dragon is overall a good card. Shooting Quasar, the big boss monster of the deck. The card is absolutely ridiculous. Then for Excesion, Zenmains and Utopia just kind of stall Exceeds. The deck rarely ever exceeds, but if you need it to, these are the guys. I'd rather run Maestro instead of Utopia, but I don't have one, so Utopia. I don't have a side deck ready for this deck, but for the most part, it's just think of like your standard side deck, throw it in here, and be smart with it. So yeah, if you guys like the deck, comment, rate, subscribe down below. Leave any suggestions, what you liked about it, what you think should have improvement. Yeah.